Hi, my name is Dawn, and I thought it might be nice to sit down and chat about some of the things that are of concern for me and might also be of concern for you in terms of society. And I want to talk about the recent cleanse that I did with 3 friends of mine at Lion's Breath. It was a cleanse based on the 7 chakras. So the juice that we drank was based on each of the chakras, all the way from the base of the body to the top of the head. And what I want to talk about is obviously what I learned from that cleanse, and what I might be able to, you know, shed some light on for you about why I would even cleanse and what the point is. And, you know, it seems like a funny thing to do, kind of new agey, a little bit tangential, kind of not necessarily something everybody will try. I'd say there's probably 2 main learnings I gathered from it. The first one would be, you know, the feeling of starving. And you think, oh, well, cleanse, you're getting the juice, so you're getting nutrition, but your body still goes through some of the sort of symptoms of what it would be to starve to death. And though only a fraction of what the whole experience would be, I had a sense of that, and I really felt it this time. And I couldn't ever, from that moment, eat food the same way. It's like food has a particular role to play, and that I use it outside of that role. And I use it for reasons that are completely, I would say, even irresponsible. And that the big hit for me was that half of the world isn't enjoying food the way I do. And so I felt this incredible, poignant, potent, like right in my body, feeling that it's just not right to use food irresponsibly, waste it, take it for granted, not honor the great gift that we have of eating. You know, it sounds like so hokey pokey, like, oh, whatever, new age, but seriously, when I take food in now, I can't ever just take it in irresponsibly and just like suck it back the way I sometimes used to eat. Now it's, I take it in, I chew it, and I'm just so grateful. Like, can you imagine watching a kid of yours starve to death somewhere in the other part of the world, and what they would be feeling and how you'd be feeling it exponentially as a parent, not being able to provide food, and the crazy stuff you would do just to get food. I started to really feel that reptilian response when I was in this cleanse. Then second learning from the whole experience of the 7-day cleanse was that you know, nutritionally I was getting what I needed from the cleanse, but on a different level, psychologically, emotionally, I felt like I wasn't getting anything. So I was having serious cravings for chips and cookies and cake and pie, and then I realized the relationship, there's almost like a separation between those 2 parts of who I am. You know, nutritionally, the juice is satiating me, I'm getting what I need, but my body, so my body's going, hey dude, it's all cool, chill out. But my psyche is going, give me more, I want chips, I want this stuff. And so I'm in sort of a deadlock, a gridlock with myself internally. And so that conflict was sort of where I spent the whole time exploring the conflict within me. It was, you know, there's physical benefits to cleansing, but this time I really got the psychological, emotional, spiritual aspects of really digging into that deep conflict. Like, you know, I want this, but I really know I shouldn't have that, and how I dealt with that, and how I sort of gave myself space to just steep and marinate in that for 7 days. So when you cleanse, how do you land it in the world? How do you make it happen in your life, right? And even extend out beyond that. For me, you know, everybody says, chew your food 20 times, chew to liquid. And I got that physically, like I understood why you have to do that, because I understood how the digestive system works. Now I chew to liquid as an opportunity to really take my time and savor the gift of food, right? And I love food, so that really works for me. The other thing I do is, as things waste in my fridge now, I don't just sit there guiltily, you know, letting them waste. I dehydrate them and I freeze them. So nothing is wasting. And you think, oh, well, that's, you know, those are big. I mean, do that on a weekly basis. The other thing I noticed is, you know, my kids, they sit there and, well, I don't like the crust and I don't like this. It's like, no, that's not an option. You took the food, you served it to yourself, now you need to finish it. And it's not like that punitive, you don't finish your supper, you know, you're gonna not get, it's more, let's be aware. Let's awaken consciously to what food is in our lives and how we use it and how we abuse it and how we're kind of even going to sleep in that area, you know? And I clearly love sugar, and so I'm mindful to not let myself go crazy with sugar, chocolate, cookies, pies. Am I enticing you? Because just the thought of it makes me excited, actually. I'm just like a kid in a candy store. So those few steps that seem small, they actually really have a big impact on my consciousness of food and the importance of food for all people. And from an active perspective, rather than, you know, a guilt pulling back and beating myself up because I'm not living up to my expectation of me to be a more conscious human being. So I do run the cleanse a couple times a year, in the fall and in the spring. And it's on the website ahead of time because I usually need a lot of prep time for myself. And it's just a bunch of friends that decide are going to do it, and the group becomes a very supportive group for this time. I wouldn't suggest trying to do this alone. This is too hard. There's too many barriers in your mind and stuff. So yeah, check the site.